Hey guys, Pyron here. And guess who I've got with me?
OnlyLogic, how you doing, YouTube? Got a little bit more Pokemon Showdown for you, but this time we're versing each other, so hopefully it's a bit more fun.
Yeah, things get very interesting. There were actually loads of battles that we did, but some of the replays didn't save, and other of the fights were kind of not very interesting to watch. So I just uploaded the best two, and here you go.
Okay, so I start off with my Registeel, which is my obvious start.
And I start out with my Blitz and taunt and just generally shut down Registeel, whatever it's
So
trying to do.
annoyed at not being able to put those Stealth Rocks out, so I'm just basically bashing that Azelf.
Indeed, and Blitz going for the Psychic, which really doesn't do much, but I didn't think it was quite time to Explosion yet.
I lose the taunt here, so I think, hey, I can set up my Stealth Rocks now. But no, I get another taunt in my face.
Nope. Registeel needs lessons on how to survive a Blitz.
So I just pull off, he pulls off an Explosion, which tickles.
Yeah, it really was not going to do much, but Blitz didn't really have much else to do at that point, so I send out Fang with the angry Flare Blitz critical.
I don't think, maybe if it was a critical, it might not have killed him in that one go.
Registeel's very tanky, I'm not sure it would have.
Yeah, so I send out my Mew. At least I don't think it is my Mew, so it's not my Zoroark. And I'd run a Psychic to hopefully get rid of him.
Yeah, Fang was on fuck all for hit points at that point. It's just a bit of a shame it didn't take out the Mew. So I send out Antlion here.
That Drapion's going to be a big problem. The first thing I want to do is taunt, because I know that it does have more non-attack abilities than attacking ones.
Yeah. Antlion is a troll and a half, and he successfully blocked the toxic spikes there, but I think a bit of a misprediction here on the typing of Antlion.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm doing with that Dark Pulse. Either way, I'm locked into it now, and I don't really want to switch out, but I do. So I send out my Zapdos, hopefully it'll be able to do a little bit more damage.
Antlion can finally pull off the toxic spikes here, get those entry hazards going.
Thunderbolt doing much more than half. Then he whirlwinds back into my Mew, which poisons it, which is quite annoying.
And this is a really lucky whirlwind for me, because Mew can just do nothing against Antlion except taunt and soft boil and hope for the best. His one attacking move is Psychic, and that does not affect Antlion.
Yeah, so I probably taunt at this point, and then switch out again, I guess.
However, I've sort of wizened up to his taunting tactics by now, and Antlion's not really got much else to do other than nom 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 Mew's face.
Yeah, I switch out of the Mew there, which I realised that I really shouldn't have done. Probably should have held up again. Either way, that crunch is going to do a lot of damage to Victini, but hopefully the V-Creator is going to finish him off.
And the V-Create is just brutal damage here, but of course the Victini is taken out by the poison at this point.
Yeah, as long as I got rid of that your Antlion in there, I was a little bit more comfortable.
Fair enough, and at this point I send out the breaker of all of the stalls, good old Vlad. And he goes for the Brave Bird here, which was not the wisest of moves in retrospect, because Zapdos is very tanky, and he does manage to pull off a Roost here.
Yeah, sorry, hold on to the Roost to see if I can have Zapdos out. And he switches a U-turn, of course, into the Raikou, which is just something I should have seen.
And Catbolt just tanking the Bolt like a boss and going for the Hidden Power Ice, which gets very close to taking out Zapdos, going for another Roost.
That Roost, I honestly did think that Roost would do a little bit more, but it hasn't done much of a difference, so I'm just going to see if I can damage the Catbolt as much as I can.
And Catbolt just hitting too hard for, the Roost stalling there, so the Zapdos does go down, and he sends out the Machamp, or does he?
Yeah, this Machamp, I'm hoping that I might be able to make a difference here. Although it would have been a lot nicer if it was the actual Machamp. I run a trick there, which doesn't really do me much good.
Yeah, the Dynamic Punch would have been a lot more helpful than the Dark Pulse at this point, but we see that in a little bit.
Not sure what I'm thinking with the Dark Pulse. That Scald reveals Zoroark, gets rid of it. Yeah, I guess I'm just going to have to fight him off with my Machamp.
And as you see very shortly, the Machamp is a lot more helpful than the Zoroark was.
Yeah, which is a bit of a shame, but unfortunately it's too little too late, and I've just remembered that my Mew is on very low health. That Brave Bird is a really nice one-hit kill there.
Vlad just doing terrible damage with that Brave Bird, to itself and the Machamp. And Mew is just going down to the poison damage there, and that is game.
And that is a good game to Pyron Zero. Well done to him.
GG Logic, it's time for round 2. It is time for round 2. I am back here with OnlyLogic. Say hello.
How you doing, guys? We've got some Pokemon Showdown. He beat me in the first game. Let's see how it's going to go down second game.
At this point, I figured I was going to switch out into my rarely used team just to sort of even things up a bit. I go into my Lightning Strike, Going for the spiky spikes.
And I start up with a Stealth Rock, which is of course Registeel's best starter, but I do immediately switch out into my Mew.
I expected he might have switched, expecting a final gambit, so I just put out a second layer of spikes instead of fall for that trap, and hit with some bug buzzers, as I figure I could probably take out this Mew instead of just final gambiting.
Yeah, the Mew's trying to push on the Psychic. Look at that critical hit there, very lucky critical hit. I wouldn't have won without it.
Yeah, it was a horrible shame there for Interceptor, fucking Excelgor. Otherwise he would have taken out the Mew, but no matter, Interceptor picking up the slack with the U-turn.
And now he sends out his plant. Is it plant?
That is a Whimsicott. It is a sort of a prankster plant. It gets priority on its status moves and stuff like that.
Although I've got a Lumberry, which is very, very helpful, meaning that it doesn't do any paralysis to the champ.
It is a bit of a thorn in the side of Floral Virus, but it's very useful getting rid of that Lumberry. Now, expecting a Dynamic Punch, I switch out into my Dullahan, the Spiritomb, who is the Ghost type and takes no damage from it.
Yeah, I thought Dynamic Punch may have been much like Thunder Punch. Or maybe I was thinking he was going to switch out. Either way, it's not a very smart move here, but I just do keep Thunder Punching him.
Dullahan now free to use the Will-O-Wisp on Machamp, crippling its attack power immensely.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried now. He does pull off a Pursuit as I switch out to try and get rid of that Dullahan, maybe with the Zapdos.
It was a good prediction, but I think the Dullahan's damage would have actually been more useful on the Zapdos at that point, because Pursuit did very little.
Yeah, and that Pain Split there is a real nuisance. And the Thunderbolt there just doing a lot of damage. He runs a Will-O-Wisp on my Zapdos, which isn't very helpful. Game's not looking very good for me at this point.
Dullahan just troll-a-lolling while it still can, and finally goes down to Zapdos' Thunderbolt.
And now I'm worried about how I'm going to really pull this back with the Thardas out. I know that Zapdos isn't going to do anything. The Roost is just to see how long I can prevent dying.
Basically, and Thardas just knowing that he can wall the shit out of Zapdos, setting up some more Stealth Rocks just to be a troll-a-lol.
That Stone Age misses. I don't really want to switch out Pokemon at this point, so I'm really just trying to do as much damage to that Thardas as I can before my inevitable death.
Hoping for the burn hacks there, which just didn't happen, and Thardas just continuing to tank through Logic's team here.
My Victini should be able to get rid of him, but it doesn't. It takes him down to 5%, which is quite annoying there. The Mega Horn is definitely going to kill him.
Going for the Mega Horn there because of the coverage. I wasn't sure what he would switch into, but it would be fairly reliable damage on all of his pokes, and especially the Zorowak.
I pull out the Machamp with that Bullet Punch kill, which makes a lot of sense, of course.
Yeah, it wasn't really worth switching into anything else there. I think Thardas did a very good job while he was still up.
I think I run a Bullet Punch here to try and get before the Leech Seed, but it doesn't really do much. Not that the Bullet Punch did any damage anyway.
Oh, they're both priority moves. It's just Floral Virus seems to be a bit faster, and of course with the priority Leech Seed due to the Prankster ability.
I send out my Registeel here, which takes a lot more damage than usual. That gives off a very good hit.
Yes, I think at this point I spent quite a while figuring out that was in fact Zorowak there because of the Stealth Rock damage.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit stuffed at this point. He does run an Earthquake, which of course is going to get rid of the Zorowak.
Zorowak's defense is not very good, although its damage output is very high, so you could consider it a glass cannon of sorts.
My Registeel now, I simply can't actually use its Explosion, but I do pull off a critical Iron Head.
Which is kind of bad luck, but nothing compared to what's about to happen now.
At this point, I'm just praying that I can just keep bashing it. That missed Fire Blast means that I've been given a little bit of time. I run my Iron.
At this point, Fusion Mod are going for the other kill with a Fire Blast, and I'm just spewing at this point the 2 Fire Blasts in a row. 85% have missed.
I want to run my chances. I run a Paralysis, hoping that if he either misses or maybe he gets paralyzed, maybe he can't attack. It's no use though.
Fusion Mortar, one hit from death, finally pulling off the Fire Blast that hits like an actual Fusion Mortar, and that is good game, Logic.
That is a very good game. Thanks for having this game with me, Pyre, and thanks to the viewers, thanks for having me.
Thank you, Logic and viewers, and whoever the fuck took their time to watch this. I suppose you're actually counted as the viewers, but whatever. You're awesome if you took the time to watch this.
And play some Pokemon Showdown. OnlyLogic, Pyre and Zero will be more than happy to completely thrash you in a game.
Indeed. Alright, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.